I felt that the beginning should be of a quite slow pace and slowly build up to the climax of when he's actually chasing her, and then slowly die down again once we find out why he's really following her. I think he did that well, as it did follow that path, but there was some things that may have took it off his course, but I think overall we did do a good job with that.
I did have kind of like a clear idea because each take was done and each take represented something different, so that when it came together it was very clear and there was no like pointless scenes. It was beating around the bush. It was very clear and straight to the point.
I believe that the directors had a sufficient idea of actually how the film was supposed to come out, because if they saw a situation where that characters weren't acting appropriately to their visual thought, they would have told them to change maybe their foot pose or their facial expression to make it seem more realistic or make it seem more comical.
I think the director, Buffine, was very good in what she was doing. Like, she was on our case and she was saying how she wanted the movement to be, whether we should have sped up or we should have slowed down with our speech or our movement. So I also think that she done it very well, and she made mine and the other actors' job easier to do.
It was suitable for what we were supposed to do in that scene, and it was needed because sometimes I would go a bit quiet, or sometimes I had ideas and I want to bring it up, and when I had ideas she would tell me to use it. So yeah, the imagination was for everyone to have it. We all had to use that imagination basically.
I think I played the character well because the contents of my character was supposed to be oblivious, but in the bit where she screams, it was supposed to be overreacted because the film was supposed to be a comical yet serious film.
Well, the character was performed really, really well, to be honest, as I'm just a natural comedian myself. I just naturally act like that anyway, so when I'm around my cousins I like to have fun, mess about, so it's easy to mould with that character.
For a comedy, I think the way I portrayed the character was in a comical way. I don't think I took it too seriously, but I don't think I was acting in a way overacting it. So I think for the comedy it did work well.
I think the characters were very effective. It's like Terrell Heskey, for example, his character was very comical and very funny, and so it made it like easier for the audience to react to him, and it was easier for them to laugh as well, so it kind of like appealed to the audience.
If you have ever been followed before, it's a scary, frightening situation to be in. So I think that she was also, supposed to be exaggerated, so the way she ran and the way she screamed was also exaggerated.
The character I played was really good for defining the film, as in real life or drama maybe the person would have gone to help the girl, but the fact that I ran away and didn't want to be involved in the situation did make it quite funny, and we did get response that was quite a funny part.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
I think the cinematographer, Shakayla, did her job very well. She knew what she wanted and she knew where she wanted to do it. So she chose the scenery very well for each scene, and she knew what angle she wanted the camera to be at.
It was really appropriate because the way we would run and how I was running, especially when I was running down that hill where the gravel was, and when I slipped, the way she used that and the camera angle she put it at was really good to show how desperate I wanted to reach this person, to see how beautiful she was supposedly. And when she ran away, I didn't expect her to be that fast in the movie as that character would think. And you see I ran out of breath because of the hills.
I feel that I had the correct scenery because every main course of action, such as the girl running, had a smooth course of being troubled, and this was seen through the bumpy bits she had to run through, and this showed the dramaticness and the tension of her actually being horrid and scared and not being able to get away fully. So due to that main point, we were also able to throw in comical areas of her running, seeming outrageous, like her running wasn't seen as a normal run, and her scream was high pitched, but it seemed more comical due to her scream seeming unnatural, seeming more posh really.
I think Miss Shaw really did think about the location and what we could do in certain parts, and I think she did it well, as in hiding the boy who was chasing the girl but keeping the girl in the open, so we could see that she was a clear target for a predator, you could say.
Hollow Ponds gave off this kind of spooky but unexpectancy to the movie that you wouldn't really expect. It made it easier for the actors to flow through as well. Like if it was in a train station, you wouldn't really be there. There'll be police there watching, of course, so you wouldn't give that off a lot, to be honest.
I think the setting was really good for the film because it was a quiet area where there's not many people around, so it did give you the feel of anticipation in what's going to happen. It made it quite scary, but at the same time, it was a wide open place for the running, and it made it quite funny.
There's a lot of open scenery, so like it kind of fit in with the moral of it, as it's called like the chase. So it was kind of easy to film it because there was lots of space and lots of room.
I believe the setting defined the film because the area was wide and there was a lot of space to move around, and there was no one there. I found that it made the actors make the film seem more realistic, because the idea of someone being chased in an abandoned place where no one's there, it seems very like serious and dramatic.
The age rating, I'd say right about a PG, maybe a 12A, but overall PG, because it's not really something that will really scare anyone, because it had the comedy side to it, so it's not really something to be scared of.
I think the age rating for The Chase should be a PG because it's a comedy that's fun for any age, but the only reason why it should be a PG is because the younger audience may find it a bit distressful as a man is following a young girl.
Overall, we chose the age rating to be PG because it's very funny and it's comical, but at the same time there's some parts in it that like adults and parents may feel aren't sufficient for like young children to see.
I felt that our film could have been a 12A if you actually looked at the contents of the film. Someone being stalked, generally parents wouldn't want their children to see the film. However, we decided to stick to a PG due to the comedy overpowering the actual contents of the film.
Just stalkers can be anywhere, it doesn't matter where you be. It could be in parks, Hollow Pond, when you just come out the cinema, it's just saying, sometimes just watch your back, because it could be someone that is actually attracted to you and just might follow you.
I think the film portrayed a moral as not to be so possessed by technology, as in the film the girl was so obsessed with her phone that she didn't realise that there was someone following her, and in real life people do that, they do have their headphones in and they're not aware of what's around them, and that really can be a dangerous situation. But I also think that the film had other morals to it, as in to how you act around certain people can influence the way people see you, so don't be too forced on someone like the guy chasing the girl who just wanted to ask her a question and stuff like that.
I think the moral was kind of like to be aware of the people around you and like the effects that this can have on you. So like the guy chasing the girl, she didn't really know it because she was so consumed with her BlackBerry. But at the same time, it can be a disaster because he didn't know and then they came together, so it was kind of like bad.
I felt that there was a moral behind the story because it shows that people are ruled by technology such as BBs, iPhones, and this is seen especially with teenagers. But I feel that our film was just expressing the fact that people should be careful and watch their surroundings really, because you never know when someone might be following you.